gross. You got mayonnaise on your mouth. That's gross. I am going to share with you 7 funny stories that I have accumulated throughout my career as a teacher. We're wasting time. Hello, Hotties. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Ali Mack, and I am currently a 7th grade math teacher. While you're here, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any other videos from me. Do it now. So for this week's video, I had several ideas that I wanted to record. Now, this one won because all the other ones were kind of sad and had to deal with COVID type issues. And if you're like me, you're probably very tired of hearing about it all. Don't worry, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I will be publishing a video very soon talking about how my school is handling, operating, and going about everyday tasks, but in a not so normal environment. That will come very soon. But for this week, I wanted something a little bit more lighthearted and fun, so you guys could smile and laugh maybe while I reminisce about these former students and these stories. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So we all know, and it's no secret, that kids say the darndest things. These are like soon-to-be adults walking this earth, and they've got their own ideas and they're hilarious. So the first story I'm going to tell you is about that. Okay, so story number 1. I assigned homework, and the following day, one of my students was like, "Hey, Miss Mack, are you going to collect the homework?" And the other students were so mad at this child and were like, "Why'd you ask that? Blah, 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 blah." And you know what he said to them? Priceless. See, normally students are like, "Oh no, they're all getting on to me. All my peers are getting on to me." This child looked all of them dead in their eyes and was like, "It is not my fault that you guys did not care enough about this class to do the assignment." It's like, mic drop. Well, I thought that was funny. On to story number 2. Okay, story number 2. This was my 2nd year of teaching, and during this time, it was a no-no to show your tattoos. You could not show tattoos. So I would be so creative in covering up the tattoo on my foot. I would cover it with makeup. I would put a Band-Aid on it. And on days where I was like, you know, trying to figure it out, I'd put duct tape on it. So the kids noticed that I was always covering this thing on my foot. And they were always like, "Miss Mack, what's wrong with your foot?" And I'd always say, "Oh, it's a bruise. It's a bruise, I'm so sorry." But they knew. These were middle schoolers. They knew. And at the end of the school year, one of the students was like, "You know, Miss Mack, you might want to have that bruise looked at. If it hasn't healed by now, it's probably something serious." I don't know. I still laugh about that to this day. Story number 3. To be funny, or try to be funny, and I tell my students all the time, I'm trying to be funny, but I'm not funny. And the student had the hiccups. So hiccup, hiccup, hiccup. And like, I like to just be mid-sentence, teaching, whatever, and then I will scare the crap out of them. Like, I'll be, "Okay, so turn to your books to page 100. You know what I mean? Okay, so this one day that I did this, not the child that had the hiccup, but a child sitting next to that child was in a rolly chair. This child rolled all the way back and flipped over while he was screaming, "Ah!" like that. Oh my gosh, I should never forget that child's face. But you know what's funnier? That child was being dramatic. They were trying to make everybody laugh. So that kid was not hurt, but it was so hilarious, and I wish I had it on video. Story number 4. This was my first job ever. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you probably put 2 and 2 together what location I was at this time in my life. Okay, I was teaching high schoolers, and I was passing papers back that I had graded. And one of them was like, I can't tell which ones I missed because I told them to write in pencil, right? This child didn't follow the directions. And I told this child, well, I grade in black ink, so if you can't tell which ones you missed, then you're SOL. And everybody stopped. And I was like, shoot, I can't say SOL in front of kids because the S means out of luck, right? And I was like, gosh, it's a good thing I didn't say BFE. And they all stopped and looked at me again. And I was like, oh crap, I did it again. You'll have to look that one up. But I learned very quickly slang and things we say. We gotta be careful about everything. Everything. Story number 5. I was teaching unbalanced forces in my science class. And I've been very careful not to say he or she because you really shouldn't do that when you're talking about students. But I feel like it makes the story more important. It adds more value to the story. And I apologize if that offends anybody with gender stereotypes, but anyway, it is what it is. So I've been very careful not to talk about my children's gender, like who starred in this role as, in the story. But the protagonist in this story is a girl, and it's a little bitty girl, maybe like 75 pounds, soaking wet. Anyway, so after we learned about our vocabulary between balanced and unbalanced forces, we decided to have an arm wrestling tournament. And this little girl was left-handed, but all the students in my science class that day were right-handed. So she battled everybody with her right hand, which wasn't her dominant hand, and she beat everybody except for one boy. And I just thought that was so incredible. And I'm thinking she probably could have beat him had she been using her dominant hand. And I don't know if it's super funny. Maybe you had to be there to see the kids' reactions when they would lose or they would win. But I was really impressed by that child. This is story number 6. And this story kind of is the same character in the last story. Okay. You know how in some class situations you will have students that are behavior mod kids. Basically, these children have some kind of disability that keeps them from functioning in a regular classroom setting. And sometimes if they behave well enough, they will allow these children to attend some of their core classes. Now, this particular child, and it was a boy, and like I said, enough time has gone by since this happened, he had an escort. So a coach used to follow him around to make sure he didn't get in any fights, right? Okay, so at the end of the school day, my administrator called us all in the office to show us this video of the hallway cameras. I see this little girl who won the arm wrestling match. She's in the hallway, and this boy who gets followed around by someone because of his disability, he tackled her. Like she was here, he tackled her on the floor. And he got off of her and ran into the bathroom. And there's no sound to this. Let me just point that out. She comes up, you see her at the bathroom door like, come on, come on, So he comes out of the bathroom and just in one hit, whop, he goes, knocked out. Now, how none of us teachers saw this, I don't know. Oh my goodness. I just thought it was crazy that this little bitty tiny thing knocked out this boy that's so big and bad he has to have someone follow him around, And to be honest, I shouldn't have laughed at that. I shouldn't have. That little boy was so rude. He was so rude. Very likable, but rude. Okay, story number 7. I saved my favorite for last. Okay, it is no secret that I hate taking children to lunch. Hate it with a passion. And anyone that knows me in person knows that I'm not shy about how I eat or what I eat. I will eat a lot and a lot. I will eat everybody off everybody's plate. I'll do it fast and it'll be all eaten in like 5 minutes. No apologies there. That's just who I am. And if you don't like it, you don't have to eat with me, okay? Okay. All right, back to the story. Okay, so I had this one child who insisted on sitting in front of me in the cafeteria. And every single day, she would make fun of the way I ate. And granted, I don't really care. I don't care. Or like, say I'd set my tray down and she'd look at it and she'd be like, ew, you're gonna eat that. Just so annoying. Just so annoying, you know? Okay. And so one day, no different, I was eating a salad and I got ranch on my mouth. And you know, from the second I noticed I had it, which was like instant, I went to grab the napkin, and as I'm pulling the napkin to my mouth, she's like, ew, you got ranch on your mouth. Yuck, that's gross, that's disgusting. Not being dramatic here. Well, like just teensy bit, but not that much. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm dealing with, right? Okay, I give lunch detention as a consequence for kids not doing what they're supposed to. So they have to eat with me instead of their friends. So I had this really cool kid for lunch detention. So instead of this child sitting in front of me, I made it a rule that whoever had lunch detention had to sit right in front of me. So she would kind of have to move over a seat so I wouldn't have to deal with her that day. So he was eating, and guess what? He got mayonnaise or ranch or something on his mouth. And she did the same thing to him. Ew, that's gross. You got mayonnaise on your mouth. That's gross. And you know what he did? He handled it so well, so much better than me, because I just got mad at her. He wiped it off his mouth and he wiped it on her. She got up and was like, ah! And I shouldn't laugh at this. This was literally like 91 days of her talking about the way I eat. And that is the day that child who wiped that mayonnaise on her became my hero. I shouldn't have laughed at it, but you know what's funny about that? She never made fun of the way I ate again. Are you laughing yet? Well, I tried. Okay, you guys, that is it for this video. If you found it helpful, informative, or even entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe. I also want to point out that I have really missed being on YouTube. I still try to post every Sunday, but as far as getting there and watching all of my small YouTuber support videos and people that I follow, I feel like I've really let people down, and I'm so sorry. I've just been trying to catch up and function and get my, mandatory duties out of the way. Anyway, I miss you all. Tell me in the comments what story is your favorite. And say you didn't have a favorite, you just like them all. Comment below the balloon emoji. Do it now. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my silly stories. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video, which will be Sunday. Goodbye. I assigned homework like a good teacher should. That might offend somebody. I don't mean it like that. I'm just trying to, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm probably gonna edit this part out anyway. Really, Muffin? Really? Okay, so what he said was priceless. Can I help you, ma'am? Can I help you? Hey, Matthew. You want to get down? You want to get down? You want me to help you? Come on. There you go. There you go. Ugh. My eyes are watering from laughing, and it's like gonna mess up my crazy makeup look I got going on here. You're still here. Well, if you're here, you get a bonus story Story number 8. Did I tell you about the time that I broke the swing? Yeah, that happened. So now I tell kids all the time before I stand on something or get on something, I'm like, I need to be careful. I break furniture. So I was teaching at an elementary school, and I can't help it. I've got to get on the swings. So I got on the swings and I was getting it. But I could feel like every time I would come like down, like it was like it didn't feel steady. And then I was like, maybe I should get off. Boom! Fell on my behind. And all my precious children ran up to me and were like, are you okay? I had to laugh it off, and none of them laughed. And I'm so shocked, right? If that would have been my teacher, I would have been like, but they didn't do that. So it was really funny to me, but they didn't laugh, and they might have thought it was funny, but there's the bonus story. Thanks for sticking around till the very end. I cannot wink with just one eye. Every time I blink, this one does too. You know what? That's off topic. I will see you later.